The story of St Hallett is a story of 3 centuries, of people who made a winery, of pathways travelled, forks in the road, changing lives that changed Australian wine forever. It starts in old Europe in 1838. Silesian farmer Johann Linde is bound for South Australia and the Barossa. His grandson, Pop, opens a butcher shop, and in 1912 plants the old block vineyard. Pop's son Bill trains at Orlando. He's a brilliant winemaker, but he wants more. He builds his own winery in 1944 in the butcher's slaughterhouse in the middle of a war. He names his winery after an explorer, St Hallett of Hallett Valley. Bill Linde calls it St Hallett, a saint canonised by a God-fearing Lutheran, only in the Barossa. Bill is the founder, the battler. Bill sells flagons of ruby port to pubs from his old Austin truck. He sells spiel wine and Sauterne and sherry, even sticks of Metwurst fermented in red wine. He sells, and he sells, and he just survives. Bill has 3 strong sons, the brothers, Mervyn, the wheat farmer, Carl, the grape grower, and Elmore, who, when Bill's health fails, leaves school at 14 to help in the winery. He's just a boy. St Hallett is going broke, on its knees. It's another fork in the road. But then along comes an Irishman, Robert O'Callaghan, the fixer. It's 1972, and Robert needs cash more than grapes to make wine. So Uncle Dickie Linde writes a cheque. He's another saint who saves St Hallett. Then the breakthrough comes. An Oakbank Centenary port, and a Perth Cup port, and a Melbourne Cup port. And in 1980, Robert makes the first old block Shiraz. It's a tribute to the world's oldest vines, a tribute to the Barossa, a tribute to perseverance. Then Stuart Blackwell arrives. He's the builder. He's born to make wine, born for St Hallett. He sets a standard, makes a promise. Be proud, do it once, do it right. Legendary wines, from human hands, from family growers. In 1988, Bob McLean turns up. Big Bob, the marketer. So it's now Linde and McLean, and a Mingles Hill artist, a muse, Rod Schubert, who draws a red line and a black line, the L and the M, an icon that will become famous. McLean drags the bag, 2 million miles in a 747 and an old Burgundy Jag. He becomes the legend of the long lunch. But Bob doesn't just sell cases of wine, he sells 26 fluid ounces of fun. St Hallett fun. Then come the 90s, the boom years. St Hallett means one thing, Shiraz, Barossa Shiraz. It's much more than a brand. St Hallett means wines of the earth, wines of honesty, fine-grained, silky tannins, red, robust, richness. Now it's 70 years, 7 decades. The old block turns 100. And still, the St Hallett story goes on. Wine you can believe in. Wines of purity. Wines of integrity. Like the people who make them. And the people who drink them. Because there'll always be a Barossa. There'll always be Shiraz. And there'll always be St Hallett.